Nu är du... Nu sänder jag live. Är du rädd?
Fast jag vet inte.
Nu går den ut.
micken på nu? All right. Tack ska ni ha. Thank you. Oh, English. Today is welcome here. This first song was Battle Hymn of the Republic. Right now there's a battle going on all over the world. But I guess it's a pretty quiet battle, just like my version of the song, because of Corona, you're not allowed to gather in battle, I guess. Well, anyway, welcome to my studio. And today will be all in English because this is World Concert Day, and this is our contribution to World Concert Day. And World Concert Day is an event that supports the climate change, but also COVID-19 right now. And our choice of charity is called Amazon Watch. And you'll hear more about it later in the program. We're going to have some guests. One guest, a musical guest, is Anders Paulsson, which joined me a couple of Saturdays ago. And we will play his song, Indian River Chant. And then we'll have an interview with my daughter and son-in-law from Brazil. And they live and work there with indigenous people. So our choice of charity, Amazon Watch, is related to the fact that our daughter and her husband are engaged in working in the Amazonas in Brazil. So it's close to our heart. And we will also have a very special guest live. I will interview Eva Yumatate, and I had the privilege of recording a song, of having her sing one of my songs, which now I would say can be considered the World Concert Day song, because they are really promoting this song. And when you hear it later, when you hear her sing it, you will understand why. She's a very charming girl, and we will have her live through Skype later on. Okay, let's begin. I would like to introduce Anders Paulsson to you and his song, Indian River Chant. Okay, that was Anders Paulson and myself, of course, with Indian River Chant. We recorded that here. That was studio visit number 5, I believe. You can watch it on YouTube afterwards. Now, I forgot to mention the name of the song. The name of the song that you're going to hear at the end of the program is called "This World Is Ours," sung by Eva Jumatate, and I can't wait to call her up and talk with her. I'm so much looking forward to it. But before we do that, we're going to go to Brazil, because earlier I spoke with my daughter and son-in-law who live there and work there with indigenous people. So, Charlotte, would you please play that interview? So, I'm here with them right now. Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Well, let's hope.
Yes.
Hi, Guillermo. How's your Swedish?
Hi, Anders.
Hi. Where are you right now?
We are in the north of Brazil, so close to Venezuela and Colombia, in the middle of the rainforest. So we are working with indigenous people here in São Gabriel da Cachoeira.
Yes.
Name of the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I understand in your team of doctor, you also have cultural anthropologists in your team. Why? Why do you need an anthropologist on the team? Maybe that's a question for Sanya.
Okay. Well, since there are so many different groups here, there's 23 different indigenous groups and 16 different languages. So there's a very big cultural diversity, right? So the anthropologist's job is to work as like a cultural interpreter, to help the doctors and the nurses to understand the life and the culture of the indigenous people. So so they ask them, how would you like to be helped? And they also help the doctors to understand how to better help them.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
It sounds like you both have an important part to play. I have a question about this is Corona. Oops.
I'm sorry. It was a spider. A spider jumped on my knee.
Just a small spider. It's so common here.
Well, this is live, so spiders are welcome.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question about Corona times. I mean, where you live, you are already isolated from the rest of the world, as it is. I wonder, are you affected by it or are you protected from it because you're already so isolated?
Well, yeah. Okay, so as of now, we don't have any cases with Corona, thankfully. But in Manaus, which is the capital of Amazonas, there's a lot of cases. And actually, Amazonas is the name of the state. And it's the state with most cases in all of Brazil, if you look per capita, right? So it's a big problem in Manaus. So we are kind of protected because it's hard for it to get here. So all we had to do was to close the transport to Manaus, and almost no one are able to come here right now. But it's coming closer. So I think just a few days ago, there was a case of Corona in the closest town. That's called Santa Isabel. So it's getting closer. So we think it will probably get here this week or next week. So we're doing our best for it not to come here.
Is it more dangerous for indigenous people than for you, for example?
It's so difficult to go to the communities, indigenous communities. So the doctors or nurses to get there, to go there. So they have small possibilities to have the health care there. And the city here have a small hospital, and we don't have enough respirators, so to help them. I think it's a big problem to them and to us.
Yeah, so we don't know if it's more dangerous because they're indigenous. Some people think it is because historically they're more affected by these kinds of diseases. But we don't know yet if corona will affect them harder. But because of the healthcare system, it definitely will.
So just to describe your situation, you live in a town already very isolated, but in order to reach the indigenous people, you have to venture out into the jungle, don't you?
There's so many villages, and because the municipality is the size of Portugal.
Yeah, it's so big.
So the furthest communities are, I don't know, a few thousand kilometers away. So it's a very big area to cover. And you have to get there by boat many times, or helicopter even, or walk in the jungle for hours to get there.
Every month we send equipos, teams with a doctor, nurses, and to go there and to help them and to teach them about the virus and the problem que está viniendo, scam.
And we also talk by radio, right? You've spoken a few times on the radio.
You mentioned that there's one case of corona in the next town over from you. What would happen if corona came to your town?
There's not a lot of things we can do. So, but right now we're working a lot with isolating the people who's coming here to prevent it from coming here. If it comes here, that's a big problem because, as we said, there's only 7 respirators at the hospital, and we don't have any UTIs, so we can't keep them here.
What's a UTI?
Okay, maybe it's different. Maybe it's different in English.
Mantenerlos dentro de los
intensive care units. Intensive care units. I see.
Intensive care unit, ETU.
ICUs.
Maybe. ICU. Okay, so we don't have any ICUs here, so we can only intubate them and send them to Manaus. And since Manaus, as I said, is filled with corona, all of the hospitals are already full, and it's also 1,000 kilometers away. So that's of course a very big problem. So right now we're working more with prevention for it not coming here, and if it comes, to isolate them directly, so it won't be that spread out in the city.
Tell us a little bit about what projects you run.
We're working a lot with the prevention, and part of that is we're having a project right now where we're doing homemade masks because we don't have a lot of equipment here, even for the hospitals and for the doctors and the nurses. So we don't have enough. So we're doing homemade masks to give to the people who need it right now. And we also have a project where we go to the communities and we give them soap, because there's a lot of communities that don't have soap because it's very expensive for them, and it's very far away. They have to come to the city to buy it. So we distribute soap and give information about how to protect themselves and how to clean their hands and how to isolate themselves when the coronavirus comes, things like that.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking time in your busy schedule for this interview. And Sanja, you're my daughter. I miss you very much. And Guillermo, you're my son. I miss you too very much.
Saknar dig också.
So please take care and stay healthy, okay? So
yeah, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Okay, hej då Guillermo.
Hej då.
Hej då. Ha det så bra.
Thank you, Sanja and Guillermo. So Guillermo is, as you understood, he's a doctor hired by the Brazilian government to work with the indigenous people way out in the jungle. And Sanja is part of the team as an anthropologist. They do an important job. And since this was recorded we just learned that they actually in their little town, Gabriel de Cachoeira, we just learned that they have had their first confirmed case of corona, which is not a good thing. So they need all the support that they can get in order to fight this off. And we've chosen Amazon Watch as our charity today. And if you can find information how to support them. But here to tell you a little bit more about, oh, somebody's calling. It's my nephew's calling. Maybe I shouldn't take that right now. Okay, here I am. Okay, now here to tell you more about Amazon Watch is the team behind this live stream. My wife.
Hi. Maybe I need a mic.
Oh.
Okay. So this is the commercial break, maybe, or Amazon Watch. We chose to support Amazon Watch because, as you know now, this is warm to our hearts. Amazonas is the lungs of our world, and it's threatened now by corona. And Sanya and Guillermo are two people who are fighting against that. So we keep them in our prayers and support them as much as we can. So please support Amazon Watch, as you can see here. No? There it is. Amazon Watch is a company, an organization that support indigenous people all over in Amazonas. So please check out their website, and if you're in Sweden, then you can swish some money, your contribution, or go into their website and click donate. So please give your contribution to Amazon Watch today, because this event is for free. We play for free, but you can support Anders by going to his YouTube channel, and then you can see this program again. But now I think it's time for me to give the mic back to you, Anders. We have some more guests today and more music. You want to hear, I guess?
Thank you. Okay. So if technology is good to us today, I will Hey, look at that. Hello, Eva. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. When we prepared for this interview, we spoke only Swedish, but then I asked you, are you willing to speak English? And you said, shh. And why are you so good at English?
I don't know. I think I have it really easy to learn other languages.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I just really like English a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe because you're generally a very smart girl. Is that it? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep. You're a young girl, but you have a really big voice, and everyone you've become a little bit famous. I guess you're very famous in your hometown. Where is your hometown, by the way?
It's in South Sweden.
Yeah.
In the south of Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say the name of your town in English. Krish.
It's called Kristianstad. Something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. The Christian town. Yeah. Well, that sounds good. A Christian town. So everyone is Christian in your town. Is that right? No,
Everybody.
I'm just kidding. So you became a little known by appearing on the Swedish version of Sweden's Got Talent, and and your voice I know how old you are. I know it's not proper to ask a woman her age, but I'm going to reveal it anyway. I got to know you when you were 11, and how old are you?
Yeah,
And now you are older.
I'm 12 now.
Yeah. So you're big, basically. But
Yeah.
I would encourage the viewers to Google you and listen to you from the on YouTube from the Sweden's Got Talent. What song did you sing?
I sang Never Enough from The Greatest Showman by Lauren Allred, and I really, really like that song.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a favorite singer or a favorite song? Maybe you have a favorite song right now.
I don't really have a favorite song because I love all the songs I listen to.
Yeah.
But my favorite artist is like Ariana Grande,
Oh, look at that.
and I also really like Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah.
I
Mm,
Yeah, I like their personalities.
mm. Yeah. Did you watch her on this world event that they had the other week? Um,
I don't think so because
yeah.
I think I was pretty busy,
Yeah.
but I listen to it a lot.
Speaking of busy, you are kind of busy. What else? What else do you do except for school, of course?
I sing a lot
Ah.
at home or sometimes because I'm a bit lazy, but I also do cheerleading and gymnastics.
Okay, but what about now? Is that do you do that? Has those activities been frozen right now because of Corona, or?
Yeah, I don't go to my cheerleading, but we sometimes have practice. But I do a lot at home. So yeah,
So
I do a lot at home in my
hmm,
basement.
yeah. So cheerleading. That's I imagine the American cheerleaders cheering at American football games. But how does that work in Sweden? We don't have American football here. That
Um, I haven't been so long doing. I
uh,
haven't done cheerleading for
yeah.
a long time, but my friends have, and they have been at like American football games and stuff like that. So we do at we do it at handballs games, and
Uh,
we also do it at
mm,
like other football matches,
mm.
but a lot of competitions and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I just learned from our technical staff here that um, your voice was a little too soft, but they could see your face, and your
Oh yeah.
your your face speaks volumes. Um, um, what I hear that you're going to do some exciting things, musical things, in the future.
Yeah, this autumn I'm going to play the main role in Alice in Wonderland here in Kristianstad.
Wow.
And I play the lead role with my best friend.
Yeah.
And yeah, we
Mm.
met at Matilda, where I also played the main role.
Mm.
So it's gonna be really, really fun. And
Yeah.
I'm excited because I just like want to start right now.
Yeah, but you have time for that if you go to school. If you're 12 years old and all.
Yeah, we're going to have the practices at night, so
Yeah.
we don't skip school. But I'm not doing anything else in my spare time right now,
Hmm.
so I think I can make it work.
Yeah, I think so too. I know you're professional. When we recorded
Yeah.
when we recorded the song that I came down to you and we recorded it in the studio in Christian Town. Um, and I was surprised because you or impressed, I should say. I was impressed with your professionality. You came in and you sang the song basically on the first take, and you knew it by heart. Had you practiced a
Uh,
lot, or what?
yeah, I practice a lot that song, so it would go smoothly when we recorded it,
Yeah.
but it was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun, and we're gonna show the video soon, so people are gonna see that for themselves. What else should we talk about? What do you want to talk about?
I don't really know.
No, I guess that's my job to ask you questions. Um, I started out commenting on, and I think the people didn't hear this, what you said at least, that you speak very well English. And why is that? Why do you speak so good English?
I think because of I when I hear something or like read, I have a really good memory, so I remember a lot of words, and I look at um, like series on Netflix and Viaplay, and they speak a lot of English, so I just kind of learn. And my parents say I have really easy to talk other languages
Yeah,
because I speak fluently Swedish, mm,
yeah.
like not pretty good English, and I speak Romania, and I speak a little Spanish. I've just learned Spanish in my class at
Yeah.
school.
Wow. Yeah. So you're basically just a bright, a straight A student, right? I heard you got an A in English. Your teacher told me. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
My brother is also really, really smart,
Yeah.
and I look up to him in school because he study a lot and takes time to do work. So I just kind of followed that step. And my little sister is also very smart. She is really, really good at reading.
Okay.
I'm better at languages and music,
Okay.
and my brother's really good at like physics and math.
Okay. What about your dog? Is he smart?
He he is very, very smart. Um, he knew like paw, lay down, bark, speak, and he's really, really fun to play with because he's like a human baby, and he's really, really fun. He's really smart, and I talk English with him sometimes,
Oh.
because I really like to talk English with myself a lot. But he knew he can like not speak, but he can listen to the Swedish words, and he understands a lot.
Yeah. Sounds like a smart dog. What? Okay, I think it's time to move on to the video. I can spend all day talking with you, Eva, because I like you so much, and just to have an excuse to meet you again, for Charlotte and I to come down and visit you, I'm going to write you another song so we can come down and record it, if you are willing, of course, and
Yeah.
if you have time in your busy schedule. But now it's time to watch the video, and thank you so much for joining me here live. I'm sorry about the technique didn't work in the beginning, but we caught up, I think. So,
Yeah, it's fine. It was really fun.
thank you. Do I pronounce your name right? Eva Jumatate? Is that right? How would you say
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Okay. I'm happy. Okay, Eva, thank you very much. And I'll talk to you soon again.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That was Eva. Okay, so we're ready to watch the video now. And after the video, I will play one final song on the piano just to round it off, and I will play a song that I call Amazing Eva, just for Eva's sake. But here's the video. This World Is Ours, sung by Eva Jumatate.
This world is mine.
This world is ours. There is still time if we came down from our high towers to save the world, to save the planet. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. This world is mine. This world is ours. There is still time if we came down from our high towers to save the world, to save the planet. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. Can't let it wait with what we know. All houses on fire, no time to be slow. Since we know how and what it takes, there are no excuses. Release all the brakes. This world is mine. This world is ours. There is still time if we came down from our high towers to save the world, to save the planet. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. Let's not do it again. History tells us we will lose if we play the same old game. This world is mine. This world is ours. There is still time if we came down from our high towers to save the world, to save the planet. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. This world is mine. This world is ours. There is still time if we came down from our high towers to save the world, to save the planet. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. Come on and show some gratitude and get it
Come on and show some gratitude.
Come on and show some gratitude and get it done. Well, gratitude is my word. It means it's to have Greta Thunberg's attitude toward the climate, to take action. Thank you, Eva, for joining me. Thank you, Anders. Thank you, Charlotte. And thank you, Sanja and Guillermo. So, welcome back next Saturday. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen, but we'll figure something out. And it's been a pleasure hosting this live stream. So I'm going to play a song for Eva, especially for Eva. Amazing Eva. Thank you. Bye-bye.